The second key is that of the sea realm, opening the heart space. Let's visualize it. Imagine you are holding a key to the realm of the sea. How does it feel? Take note of its shape, its weight in your hand. See a doorway before you. Notice the height and breadth, the shape and texture. Imagine the sound of the key in the lock as you open that door. Straight away, your feet become wet. Feel that cool, tingling sensation. You are stood on the threshold of the ocean. The surface of the water stretches out as far as you can see. How are the waves? The tides? What is the mood of the sea today? Does it feel inviting or daunting? Maybe a little of both. On the horizon, you notice some kind of boat slowly approaching. Whoever it is in the boat, they have noticed you standing at the gateway, and they are coming to ferry you across the water. What strange land have they come from? Where do they intend to take you? How do you feel about travelling across the water? Where are you going to? These things may be a mystery to you, but as the boat meets you, you are greeted with an invitation to give your trust and make the journey. Whether you choose to say yes or no to this opportunity depends on whether the journey is going to take you in the right direction. We are presented with so many chances to veer off course in life. Sometimes we find ourselves making unexpected detours. Knowing whether something is right for you is all about listening to your heart and asking if this is what you really want. The sea represents your emotional state, your fear and sorrow, but also your love and empathy. It teaches us to understand how we feel and what our deepest passions are. Crossing the sea represents a leap of faith, having the courage to open up about our feelings and using our innate empathy to connect with people. Standing at the water's edge, you can observe the movement of the waves, the buoyancy of the boat, and notice your feelings. It's okay to say no if something doesn't feel quite right. It's also okay to take some time to think about things and come back with a decision later on. For now, we can step back through the doorway and close the door behind us. Place a hand on your heart and feel its beat, its pumping, its flow. It's only by listening to our hearts and paying attention to what we truly care about that we find a soul-fulfilling sense of direction in life. A lot of priestesses struggle to open up to people about their dreams and desires. There is a fear that they will be laughed at and made to feel a fool. There is a fear that they will meet criticisms that wound their sense of pride. There is a fear that trusting in others will only lead to betrayal and disappointment. Do you have someone you can talk to? Is there anyone that you feel like you can confide in about your priestess passion? Are there any online groups you can have a friendly chat with? It's important that you find people to talk to. Find your allies, your support, the ones who will take a moment from their day to hear you. Now I want you to ask someone to listen to you speak and to take note of the energy in your voice and record how you respond to these 3 simple questions. What do you care about? What's important in your life? What matters deeply to you? This doesn't have to be a conversation specifically about priestessing. You could be talking about a passion for gardening, animals, philosophy, anything that lights you up. What's important is that the observer takes note of which topics carry the most energy when you speak about them. They need to scribble down the buzzwords or phrases that carry the most weight. Can they identify where your strongest passion is? If it's not possible for you to do this face-to-face with someone, you can do it through social media, on a video call, or make a recording of yourself speaking and listen back to it yourself. This is simply to hear the energy in your voice, paying attention to the way your mood shifts as you speak, and when you express the strongest emotions. Another useful exercise is to write down anything that comes to mind as important to you and your priestessing. Make a mind map of all the things that matter most in your life. Include any daily activities that you enjoy or topics you like to read about. Scribble as much as you can on the page to reveal everything in your heart. When you have filled the page, circle a few of the words that feel most potent to you. These are the key words that describe your heart-centered priestess mission. It is a way of life which serves not only your true purpose, but the higher good of the planet. Don't worry about what others expect you to do as a priestess. The ideas they have about what a priestess should be and how she should behave are irrelevant. You are not here to fulfill their expectations. You are meant to follow your heart. This is something that others will recognize in you. They will sense your passion, your heartfelt conviction. It's something that all conscious beings can connect to. When there is a strong emotion in what you're doing, it is magnetized, it draws attention, it brings people together. A service of love. I want to ask you, what is it that you love to do? If you could spend a day, a week, a whole month only doing things that you truly love doing, how would your time be spent? Try to describe the perfect day in your ideal priestess life. What is something that you'd really love to accomplish? What would you love to get involved with? Are there any organisations you'd love to join? Is there somewhere you'd love to visit? Write these things down. What kind of people do you love to be around? If you could choose your neighbours, your colleagues, your government, what kind of people would they be? What kind of community would you love to be part of? Now go back to the visualization of the boat at the shore. This time, when you are invited to travel across the sea, it is taking you to a sacred island of priestess training. Imagine what it feels like to be united with the kind of people who have the same goals and passions as you do. They likely have some differences from you and can offer some new perspectives. See yourself approaching the island to be welcomed by a host of priestesses. Imagine their happy faces as they lay eyes on you. Do you get a sense of familiarity, like you've been here before in a previous life? Soon you will step out of the boat and onto the land.